baby girls, I ain't in the lead. You know I miss you like I'm searching for my visa. Said it's been a while since I seen you. Said it's been a while since I seen your smile, yeah. Said it's been a while since I held you, but you're still a flower inside my soul. You're still a flower that makes me whole. Said it's been a while since I seen you. Said it's been a while since I had you. Said it's been a while since I seen your smile, yeah. But you're still a flower inside my soul. You're still a flower that makes me whole. So I say bloom, bloom, bloom. Bloom, bloom, bloom. I said bloom, bloom, bloom. You're still a flower that makes me whole. You're still a flower inside my soul. Said it's been a while since I seen you. Said it's been a while since I seen your smile, yeah. Said it's been a while since I held you. You're still a flower inside my soul. You're still a flower that makes me whole. Bloom, bloom, bloom. Go ahead and bloom, bloom, bloom. Bloom, bloom, bloom. You're still a flower inside my soul. You're still a flower that makes me whole.
Sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy with only sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the world is all gray, yeah. I hope you know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the world is all gray, yeah. I hope you know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Yeah. So, sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the world is all gray, yeah. I hope you know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the world is all gray, yeah. I hope you know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Salute to the family and friends that's joining in this morning. It's your little brother, Prince Judah Vaugh Kosmon, a Zion and Aaliyah Daddy, aka the Prince here at Millennium Zion, students of Judah Kingdoms, worlds without end, coming to you with another lesson, dealing with on the screen, which is your child's spirit and a father's responsibility. So I'm on here and share a little bit of love and light with the fam bam on this subject. And again, this is for the benefit of the all. And both mortals and angels in us, as we all strive to do our best to serve one another, harmony and balance and respect, all that good stuff. You dig what I'm talking about? So we're gonna get into this lesson this morning. Let me turn my camera on and get my screen shared up. Salute, fam bam. It's good to be in the building. Y'all see what it is as usual. Students of Jaja's Kingdom, back again live, trying to learn and get some light in the ever-present of the Almighty, right? So I hope everybody getting some good sunlight this morning. We're going to get into some of this, a couple of books. It's going to be a little bit of reading today, y'all. So if y'all got your coffee, your fruit juice, apples, oranges, whatever you know, grab your snacks and sit back, because we're going to read a little bit today out of a couple of texts. This book, I would suggest for anybody that is a new father or even an old father, grandfather. This book was actually written for grandfathers. But I'm going to take some stuff out of this. We're going to read through a chapter in this text today to encourage us fathers to understand that you are indeed the spiritual, I want to say, anchor of your child's spirituality. You are, as a father, the core of what your children seek after spiritually. All right. So we 8 minutes and 53 seconds in. I definitely thank y'all for joining. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, we just come in to share love and light and balance for the benefit of the children. Really, Millennium Zion is a ministry that I began about 5-6 years ago now, really just to focus on teaching spirituality to my children, and now it's a worldwide sensational phenomenon of light. And I didn't do that. That's all because the Creator is the light to all of our understanding. Just as he uses me, he could use you. All right. So don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid to power up, level up, bless up. Salute again to the Millennium Zion students. Salute to the Creator Gang. Y'all know what it is. False God killers all day. Watch your head. You dig what I'm talking about? But all right, let's get into this lesson today. I'm going to share my screen. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to say a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you again for your all light, for your all wisdom, for being all powerful and omnipotent in all places, everywhere present, giving us life, giving us liberty and responsibility. And as fathers and parents, we look to you, the all parent, to enlighten us on how to encourage and inspire our children to continue to grow and bloom as a ray of light from your person. Thank you for your protection. Give us strength as fathers to continue to protect our children, even if it means giving our lives. We ain't afraid to die, but we know we have eternal life. Even after mortality is done, we'll still be raising up our children via our presence with them. We love you so much, and I thank you so much in the truth of who you are and all of who you are, Great Spirit. All right, so let me get over here. We're going to start off. Let's start off in, let me share the screen. I'm getting mad at through this StreamYard too, y'all. So I'm grateful. Let's start off in Proverbs. We're going to start off in Proverbs right here. In Proverbs chapter 30. All right, hold on. Let me copy this just in case. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Like I said, we're going to do a lot of reading. But if anybody want to come up. Oh, my brother Bronze, and the peace to my big bro Bronze in the building listening in. Salute. You already know what it is, big bro. We're going to get this light off. We're going to start off today in the book of Psalms, chapter 30. I'm not Psalms, Proverbs, chapter 30. And again, the title of this lesson is Your Child's Spirituality and a Father's Responsibility. So a lot of times people, in our generation, fathers have gotten such a bad rap. And it's, everybody got their issues, but the bottom line is if you have kids, you're going to be encouraged today to realize how much your spiritual side of how you view the world and how you view the Creator and spirituality as a whole is really resting on your shoulders as father for your kids to grasp on to spiritual things. So yeah, salute to the Creator Gang, salute to Millennium Zion and all the good fathers out there doing their things, their daughters and sons up. All right, let me pull this screen up. Oh, it's already on the screen, so let me go over here to mine. All right, let's get this popping. Proverbs 30. This is right before obviously the virtuous wife, right? 31. But let's see what it's talking about. Proverbs 30. The words of Agur, son of Jacob, the oracle. It says, the man declares, I am weary, O God. I am weary, O God. I'm worn out. Surely I'm too stupid to be a man. I have not the understanding of a man. I've not learned wisdom, nor have I the knowledge of the Holy One. Who has ascended to heaven and came down? Who has gathered the wind in his fists? Who's wrapped up the waters in a garment? Who's established the ends of the earth? Question. What is his name? What is his son's name? Surely you know. Every word of God proves true. Do not add to his words, lest he rebuke you and you be found a liar. Verse 7. Two things I ask of you. Deny them not of me before I die. Remove far from me falsehood and lying, and give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food that is needful for me, lest I be full and deny you and say, who is the Lord? Just give me the proper balance. That's all I need. This is what Agur said. Lest I become poor, if I got too little and steal, and profane the name of my God. Do not slander a servant to his master, lest he curse you, and you be held guilty. There are those who curse their fathers and do, hold on real quick. You gotta read that again. There are those who what? Curse their fathers and do not bless their mothers. There are those who curse their dads and don't bless their moms. For a couple of days now, we've been talking about fatherhood and children. We're always going to have that because the major thing is the babies. They're our future. And that's what we're going to focus on all the time. You know what I'm saying? But we are all children of the Creator as well. Again, this is dealing with a father's spirituality and its effect on his children, right? So let's keep 12. There are those who are clean in their own eyes, but are not washed of their filth. Okay? There are those, how lofty are their eyes, how high their eyelids lift. There are those whose teeth are swords, whose fangs are knives, to devour the poor from the earth and the needy from among mankind. You gotta watch out. 15, the leech has two daughters. Her names are Give and Give. Whew. 3 things are never satisfied. 4 never say enough. Sheol, that's death. Hell, the grave, right? Never say enough. And the barren womb. It's always newborns coming into the world. The land never satisfies with water. The land is never satisfied with water. And the fire never says enough. So I want to pause just for a second because I feel like I'm running through this. And there's some things that I really want to pause on. Number 1, y'all go back up and highlight verse 11. Highlight verse 11. That's a good one. Because we want to deal with this relationship between fathers and their children and mothers and their children. So as a child grows, and we're going to get to that verse, I don't want to get too far ahead, but it's natural for a child to love their mother and father from the womb. But as they grow, they start to see the shortcomings or whatever they feel is wrong with their parent. And they start to make judgments about them, especially once they get up at like 10, 11, they're going to start to think about, why is daddy move like that? Why is mama doing that? Why? What's with the tension in the home, or being able to feel the balance in the home and understand, oh, my dad's a good man, my mom's a good woman. All that stuff is constantly being absorbed by the melanin in our children on a constant basis as they see our light or our darkness. And like I said, we're going to read a lot today, so I don't want to keep talking too much because we got to get a lot through this particular read and lesson today. But your child's spirituality is really heavily held predominantly on the shoulders of a father. There's so many links and verses that I can reference to this verse 11, and I'll come back later and do it, but there are a couple verses off top of the head I know. In the 10 Commandments, it says, if you honor your father, honor your mother, it's the only commandment with the promise of long life, right? So to the children and to the adults who have parents who may have harmed or hurt your heart, the bottom line is to honor them, you know what I'm saying, and not hold grudges against your daddy or your mama. So I just want to stop right there and just highlight that verse and kind of dig on that a little bit, because there are those today who curse their fathers and do not bless their mamas, and that's a shame. We're gonna keep rolling though. We're gonna come through. All right, here we go. Verse 12. Let's keep going down. There are those who are clean in their own eyes, but are not washed of their filth. Hypocrites, right? There are those who are lofty. How lofty are their eyes, and how high their eyelids lift. Always looking down on somebody else. There are those whose teeth are swords, always talking mess, whose tongues are knives, ready to hurt somebody, right? With their mouth. to devour the who? The poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men. Give and give. What she always say? Daddy, give me this. Daddy, give me that. What you say? Give me that. I want this. I want that. And you ain't love me if you don't give me this, and if you don't give me that. That's the attitude and the spirit that our children, some children, lean towards. Now, it says the leech has 2 daughters. So perhaps in this particular verse, the leech, you know what I'm saying, was a daddy who just gave everything to their daughters. You know, now they just leeching off you. They don't even really care to love you for who you are, and that has to be a danger to a man's whole soul. When all your kids want you for is to give me something, material wise, right? But the good fathers know not only do we provide for you what you need, but we tell you no when you think you want something that you don't need. So we don't just constantly give and give and give. No, we give what's needed, you know, as to train them to be, as he said in the first verse, just give me what I need. Not too much rich, not too much lack, right? Just where I need, so I can always know to call on you, Father, right? The Great Spirit, and to also develop my own talents and abilities to provide for myself as a man. You know what I'm saying? That's the principle, right? So 3 things are never satisfied. 3 things are never satisfied. 4 never say enough. The grave is never full. The barren womb never ceases to produce new life. The land never satisfied with water, and the fire that never says enough. Now that's the passions. Fire obviously consumes constantly, but when you're dealing with fire and burning and yearning, it seems like it's never enough, right? So that flame is always going to be there. So we have to learn balance, you know. The eye that mocks a father and scorns to obey a mother will be picked out by the ravens of the valley and eaten by the vultures. Now that's a cold-blooded poem right there. I read a book one time called what is that book called? It was a fictional story, and it had a scene that literally had a man who was bound up, and vultures and ravens came around him, and literally it describes him getting his eyes ate out by a vulture. Now, that is the fate of one who mocks his dad. You know what I'm saying? And one who scorns to obey his mother, whether it's boy or girl. This is a very principled matter to understand. Honor to your parent, to the children, right? And that goes for me too. That goes for everybody, because I guess what, I have parents too who are still living. And even if they weren't living, I got grandparents who passed on that I still need to be an honor to. All right, so let's keep pushing. 3 things are too wonderful for me, and 4 I don't even understand. The way of the eagle in the sky. How he's just floating on that vortex like that. The way of the serpent on a rock. How is he not falling? The way of a ship on the high seas. And the way of a man with a virgin. I don't understand all of how the motion of the ocean is floating us on this thing called life, you know. And I don't think we will ever totally grasp the all in all of how it's all functioning together as one. I don't really understand it now, and probably 3,400 years from now at the end of Kosmon, I still won't have a full grasp of it. So we will always be ever learning, right, from the all parent, who is the creator, the all that was, is, and ever shall be. You see what I'm talking about? Let me share this live out one more time to the homies. Yeah, I think I sent it to. All right, cool. All right, so now, verse 20. This is the way of an adulteress. She eats and wipes her mouth and says, I ain't done nothing wrong. Shoot, I'm just satisfying my cravings, my desires. Let me just wipe my mouth off and ain't nobody worried about what I'm doing. Again, it's not enough. It's never enough. You know, this woman in this particular verse is called an adulteress. Why? Because she has a husband. But her husband obviously wasn't enough for her. And she went out hungry for others and felt as if she wasn't doing nothing wrong. Because why? It's my life. It's my body. It's my liberty, my freedom. Not understanding that with your liberty comes responsibility. Right? So, as good fathers, we teach our daughters that once you choose a man, that's your man for life. That's the highest light. Now, obviously, life is up and down, and there's times where you have to give a blessed parting to the person that you thought you was going to be with forever, but that's never the highest light. You know what I'm saying? But if that's the highest light that you can muster at that time, because your wife is an adulteress and you're a brother, you can't take it. You know what I'm saying? It was just too much on your heart. You got to get away for a while. All that's fine. You feel what I'm saying? But this is just the way that we have come to understand the light of family units and marriages and fatherhood and motherhood. It's not a game. This is actually the way we avoid the pain of a losing game. I don't know how many of y'all ever lost a football game or a basketball game and you felt that pain and embarrassment and all your folks looking at you like, dang, boy, I thought you was going to pull that one out. You know, I thought you was going to, have us all shouting at the end of the game. Now we just got our heads hanging low. It happens. But you got to keep pushing. And as a good father, you ain't got no choice. Let's keep going. We got a lot of reading to do, y'all. So bear with me if you are getting some understanding so far. Drop a 1,000 in the chat. If you understand what I'm talking about, like, share, subscribe, and comment, please. So I know that I'm not just out here talking to the wind, but people are understanding and getting encouraged to actually speak on some of these issues and topics. Spirituality, your child's spirituality is really a father's responsibility, right? To train them up. So let's keep going. Almost there. Under 3 things, the earth trembles. Under 4, it cannot bear up. A slave when he becomes a king. A fool when he is filled with food. An unloved woman when she gets a husband. And a maidservant when she displaces her mistress. Yeah, that'll all bring up some trembling feelings. Verse 24, I'm going to keep pushing. 4 things on the earth are small, but they are exceedingly wise. The ant are a people, not strong, yet they provide their food in the summer. The rock badgers are a people, not mighty, yet they make their homes in the cliffs. The locusts have no king, woo, yet all of them march in rank. Boy, that is fire right there. I'll say a little bit about the ants. Seems so small, yet collectively as a unit, they provide all that they need together. That's a good example for us to take in family units. You might think that your family is just my little family, just a little, but when you guys learn unity like the ant, you become able to support one another and have all you need through whatever weather comes. That's what good fathers inspire, good mothers and good parents under the inspiration of the one great spirit, the all parent, who is all in all. Unity for the survival and the feeding of our families through whatever season comes. The rock badgers in nature aren't the mightiest, but yet they got secure homes in the cliffs, protected. Same with us. We don't have all the guns necessary to defeat the Babylonian army, so to speak, that have been oppressing our people for I don't know how many hundreds of years here in our own land. But yet, our homes to this day, are secure, and we don't need no weapons of mass destruction to establish safety within our homes. We don't need, you know what I'm saying, the extra. We don't need it. Even if catastrophe comes upon us, we can go out with guns blazing all day, and that would be fun for most of us good fathers to die gloriously for the defense of our families. Not a problem. You know why? Because even in death, our spirits will continue to inspire our children to the highest light of sincere love for the Creator and understanding that the spirit of my Father who died for me continues to strive for me and live for me, even in spirit. So yeah, the rock badgers, not mighty, but they got protection in the cliffs. The locusts don't even have a king, and yet they organize to march in ranks. Yeah, that's one thing that people don't understand about the true Israelites. True Israel never, before Saul came along with his goofy self, and then David following in his goofy footsteps, Israel didn't even have a king. We only had the Creator. And we all marched in rank spiritually, right? Still to this day. Same thing. We don't need a king. The ever-present great spirit has always been the Almighty unto us. And we salute, you know what I'm saying, the righteous kings. We salute those in rank on the earth that take on titles and positions. We get it. But at the end of the day, if your king goes away from the highest light that you know from the Creator to your heart, then guess what? Your king's word ain't nothing more than a whisper on the breeze. You can consider it and acknowledge it, but at the end of the day, we following our Creator, right? In ranks. The lizards you can take in your hands, yet it is in the king's palaces. Yeah. All right, verse 29. We're almost through this first chapter. I told y'all we're going to be reading for a while today. And if you bear with me, you know what I'm saying, be blessed. And if you got to go, be blessed as well. But please like, subscribe, and share, comment if you're getting some understanding at all. Y'all blessing me just being here. Let me check the chat, make sure everybody is good. Peace to my sister, Chief Tennis Key in the building. Salute the goddess in training. Peace, little sis. And my big bro, Kosmon Cal TV. Y'all like, subscribe, share over at the Kosmonian channel. My big brother, Anak Wakaiki, at 4 Horsemen of the Creative Gang. Definitely, y'all go like, share, subscribe over that way. And then to my Ima, peace, love, and life. Ima Mahalia, always supporting her son. As I'm always on the run for the Creator with these horses. Running with these horses. Thank you, Ima, for your love and light. Peace and balance to you, goddess. All right, verse 29. 3 things are stately in their tread. 4 are stately in their stride. The lion. which is mightiest amongst beasts, and does not turn back before any. Salute Mufasa. The strutting rooster and the he-goat, and the king whose army is with him. Yeah, we know rooster. All right, so yeah, those things are stately in their tread and stately in their stride. When you see the army together with the king, you salute the state of the unity. That's why I say the Creator Gang and the Four Horsemen, we know we all move as a unit. One for all and all for one. You see what I'm saying? That's stately. That's honorable. Even amongst nature, you see that. All right, so let's keep pushing. Verse 32. If you have been foolish, exalting yourself, or have been devising evil, and to your mouth. If you've been foolish, you know it. Man, I'm talking crazy. Let me calm down. Put my hand to my mouth. I'm over here ruminating on evil towards my fellow brother or sister or whatever. Let me put my hand on my mouth. I'm tripping. And in OSP, it teaches you to constantly be doing that to yourself, constantly be judging yourself, right? And many other spiritual texts teaches the same principles, even here, right? So check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself. As a father, you have to understand, although we are grown men and we walk before our children in liberty of that grown, quote unquote, man status, you have to understand you can't just be saying anything around your kids. You can't just be talking all kind of crazy. You can if you want to. But when you feel like you're doing too much, learn how to ease yourself. Because again, your whole spirituality is encouraging your children to be in line with you. This is how my daddy moved. And to them, these melanated, copper-colored, Algonquin, faithless children, you feel what I'm saying? These Onguis, these Iroquois descendants. You see what I'm saying? We have to understand that they absorb, our children are absorbing it all. I don't care. I remember, me personally, I remember when I was a kid looking at my mom and my daddy having arguments and discerning who was right, who was wrong. You see, I remember that as a young kid. Even feeling the emotions and the vibrational frequencies and tones that's coming from each one and absorbing that into myself as well. Posture and your spiritual balance is inherently absorbed epigenetically, if you will, to your children. That's why it's important for us to be cautious of these things. Verse 33, for pressing milk produces curds or butter. Churning of milk produces butter and cheese and all that. Pressing the nose produces blood. Yeah. If I pop you in your nose and your nasal cavity, guess what's going to come out? Blood. Pressing anger produces strife. So again, we're dealing with posture. When you pressing issues, I'm going to press my anger in the presence of my children. I'm going to press on this nigga's nose. And you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's all just being conscious of that. Your spirituality as a father is very much so the way that your children are going to develop spiritually as well. All right, let me go back to all right, so yeah, we got through that. If y'all got some understanding on the that you have before for your kids, coming from this Proverbs 30, you can go back later on and check it out from the top to bottom again. I just did my best to do my little what they call it, exits of it. But let me go back up. Y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. Please comment again. Salute to everybody in the building. Everybody who came through to support with your little brother and get this light. I appreciate you. So we're going to get into this text now, going to I Spay. And then we're going to get into the actual book, 10 Things That Good Fathers Do. All right, we're going to get into 10 things that good fathers do. And again, I appreciate everybody coming through. Let me see if this is sharing to the screen. If it switches over. It should switch over in just a second. Let me see if I could... Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep pushing. Now, again, the title of this lesson is Your Child's Spirituality. And it's really based on the father. And the father, it's the father's responsibility to teach your children spirituality. And we're going to get into the book in a second. Let me read through this Bond's Book of Praise, Spay, real quick. Let me make sure I'm sharing this right. Because on my... Oh, yeah, I can see it on my screen now. All right, cool. I can see it on my screen. That's what's up. All right, let me take my face off of here for a second and just put that. All right, cool. Now everybody can see Bond's Book of Praise on the screen, right? Let me make sure everybody can see because on my that's why. Okay, there we go. On my phone, it was showing. Yeah, I wasn't caught up on my phone. I'm like, why is it not showing on there? All right, now I can see it. Bless up, bless up. We 43 minutes and 24 seconds in. This ain't been so long so far. I thought I was in here longer. I feel like I've been talking for so long. All right, Bond's Book of Praise, chapter 39. Spay. Again, we dealing with the responsibility. Oaspi, Bond's Book of Praise, chapter 39. Then answered Jehovah, the Creator, to those who had an infant born. What I have quickened into life, to you parents, behold, it is my gift. Jehovah said, it is a flower of sunshine, molded by a touch of my hand. Provide for it, O my beloved. Fence my garden around so that serpents cannot enter. The time shall come when this living soul shall be as a God in my heavens. Yep. And his light shall be brighter than the sun. Wow. Now imagine if every new parent who has an infant born understood this text that I just read, that the Creator quickened that child into life and gave it to you as a gift, just like a flower molded out of sunshine. What? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the world is all gray, yeah. I hope you know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I had to open up the lesson with that song because I knew I was going to this verse. Jehovah said, provide for it, O my beloved. Fence my garden in so that the serpents cannot enter. Yeah, no, we're not letting no serpents in. The time shall come when this living soul shall be as a God in my heavens. His light shall be brighter than the sun. These are all of our children. Then spoke Jehovah to the actual and I know that's facts. Every single parent I know says, man, when I had my babies, man, my whole life changed. Everything got put into perspective. Now, everybody ain't meant to have bare children. Some people are just meant to be celibate and to be still be parents, though. You know what I'm saying? As guides and uncles and aunties, however you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I know people like that, too. But to those who do have kids, this is what Jehovah told the child. Light of my light, O my son, to you I give the earth and the heavens to be yours. For how long? Forever. The earth and the heavens are yours forever, son, daughter. And the waters of the earth and the air of the firmament. Go ahead, breathe that in. Yep, that's yours forever. And the forests and the mountains and the valleys to be your paradise forever. And the oceans and the seas to be yours forever. All of that. Yep, all of that. Everything that you see, breathe, touch, feel, and understand with your corporeal and spiritual eye, it's all for you. My infant says to Jehovah, I said to the infant, it's all yours. And lastly, O my son, what I gave to no other animal on the earth or in its waters or in the air of heaven, I give to you. Behold, I give you yourself to you. Yes, that right there, boy, is a powerful verse. I got the whole earth, but not only do I have the whole earth, if the whole earth go to hell, I still got me. Building vortexes of love and light to you too, big bro. Salute, strength, wisdom, power to your family, your children. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of this lesson is to understand that the fathers have a responsibility to teach the spirituality of your kids. I believe it's scientifically proven as well that the spirit, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is facts. The body or the corporeal part of a baby, right? It comes directly from mama. Matter of fact, the way that a child looks, my brother Kosmon Cal can I heard him say this before, that your mom actually designs the look, the physical features of your baby is designed in the mommy's womb. Mommy actually consciously prints the image that she feels her child should be and look like while the child is developing in her womb. Oh yeah, you want your son to have packs and be strong and all that, or long hair, whatever it is. Subconsciously, via the inspiration of angels and the creator himself, that design is given to the mom, the body part. Now, the spiritual side of that seed, a child, for the most part, is said, I want to say scientifically, it's proven that the spirit of a child comes from the father. And again, this whole lesson is the spirituality of a child is a father's responsibility. First, and we're gonna get into the book, and I haven't even gotten to the read yet. This is all introductory. So if y'all still rocking with your brother, I appreciate it. Let's keep reading. Spade, verse 39. Oh, I speed. Bond's Book of Praise. The Creator said, I also gave you guardian angels to walk by you and show you my great delights in the ways of my resurrections. They shall speak to your soul to keep you in the right way. Hear them and follow them. Hear them and follow in the way of your Creator, and you shall rejoice all the days of your life. So we talked about this last week, or the last video I did. We talked about the second resurrection inspiration and the first resurrection inspiration from those angels that have already crossed over. The first resurrection is full of both wicked and evil. I mean, evil and righteous angels. And, you know, we know that in our family units, our parents, grandparents who helped raise us up in righteousness, their inspirations are second resurrection and higher coming down to us. They ain't never going to tell you to go out here and kill somebody. No, that's never going to come from the guardian angels that walk by you. No, it's not going to come from the guardian angels that are here to show the great delights of the Creator so that you can resurrect and be your better self. a better father, a better child, a better son. That's, you see what I'm saying? So we know the inspirations. We're learning every day how to discern what's right that's going to keep us in the way of our Creator. So we don't just follow what the inspiration of an angel is. If it's lining up with the Creator, then we follow it. If you hear, quote unquote, your grandmama talking to you, and the question is, well, what's up, Granny? What's the message? And if her message is, boy, get yourself straight, then you know that that's not coming from wickedness. The Creator is inspiring you through your ancestral line of light to stay right. Whatever that means. Apologize to your daddy. Apologize to your mama, whatever it is. See what I'm saying? You got to learn that your guardian angels were given to you to keep you in the way with your Creator. And they are your parents still. Your ancestors, your great grandmamas and aunties and all that. It's nothing spooky about what I just stated. Don't get all spookified. Just understand that if you being inspired in the way of your Creator, you can take that advice from the spiritual realm. All right. And by the way, you're gonna know to your core. It ain't gonna be no guesswork. You feel what I'm saying? It shouldn't be, but it's a growing process. And we'll talk about we'll go to the lesson of Abraham and the manifestation of a wicked angel that everybody thought was the Creator in the King James Version Bible, telling him to off his son. But that was actually a whole lesson on how to discern through spirits, even if they could pretend to be an angel of light. You got to learn what is the message, what they telling me. Is he telling me to go kill my son, stone my son? No. Hell no. See what I'm saying? It's simple. All right, so verse 39, book 39, verse 5. Your corporeal eyes and ears and your corporeal judgment I gave into your own hands. Remember, O my son, learn corporeal knowledge through your soul, for it is of me. Your soul comes from who? The Creator. So when you dwelling in soul, right, and you learning your corporeal surroundings and what's good for me, what's not good for me, based on what I feel in my soul, which is of the Creator, then you will not err. You see that? But if you shut out the way of my voice and follow your corporeal senses only, then you shall go down in darkness for a long season. Remember your Creator at all times and seasons, and you shall rejoice because you are this day brought forth an heir of everlasting life. Then spoke Jehovah to the Ashars, the guardian angels. All right, so look. Yeah, you got guardian angels, but they got a commandment too. They got instructions too. Creator said to them, into your keeping, O my beloved, I give this my son or daughter, quickened by my very breath, into life forever. In your regular turns, watch and watch. Let's see. It's a little number right there, 1233. In your work shifts. So guess what? The guardian angels is coming to work, babysitting us, raising us up. He said, in your work shifts, when you watching over these babies, my children that I bequeath unto you, guard him from this time forward, for he is the fruit that I bequeath unto you. And in due time, you shall render his whole soul to my Asaphs in heaven, being glorified in the fruit. Nor shall you ever make yourselves known to him through his corporeal senses, for your labor is with the Spirit. But when you find it rightful that angels shall approach his corporeal understanding, see to it that they are exalted and in understanding, exalted in the way of my everlasting kingdoms. For the plan of my creation is for the resurrection of the soul of man forever and ever. He didn't say my plan of my creation is to send this Negro to an eternal hellfire, lake of fire forever and ever. No, he didn't say that. He said for the resurrection of the soul, all right, forever and ever. So as a father, understanding this principles from the Creator, man, is so simple. I remember I taught my daughters they had eternal life and they was born. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. All right, so let's get to this book now. All right, so now this part of this book, I don't know if I'm going to be able to share it on the screen. So what I'm going to do with this portion, if y'all getting some understanding of the responsibility of a father in the spirituality of his children, go ahead and spin some vortexes in the chat. You already know it's Creator Gang all day. Students of Millennium Zion, we're going to get it. We're gonna always understand. If you're getting some understanding, go ahead, drop a 1,000 in the chat, spin some vortexes. So we know we are all together on the one. And then we're gonna go into this next portion. How long we been in here? Let me get over to the screen. We've been in here for almost an hour, y'all. All right, Key, we in the building, girl. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Share it out to the fam, man. And I also can drop the link in the chat too, if anybody want to come up and holler. All right, let's keep pushing. Now this part, I'm not going to be able to share on the screen, so let me do it like this. Let me take this off. Oh, wait. All right, there we go. There I is. There him is. Son of the Creator. Prince Judah Vaugh. What? All right. Peace, everybody in the building. I'm about to read this. This is the book I'm gonna come through for the rest of this part of this this live. Hold on. What's wrong with this? Stop sharing. All right, cool. All right, fam, we're gonna get through this. This is a book called 10 Things That Great Dads Do. And it's an encouraging read. And he has a whole, this brother right here is the author, Rick Johnson. And I tell you, this man is a great writer and highly inspired by the Creator for his purpose and mission to raise up good fathers and good children. This book will have you laughing, have you crying. It'll just put you in such a good space. So I wanted to share chapter 7 in this book, which is Your Child's Spirituality, right? Which is the title of our lesson. So if y'all want to rock with me, I'm going to try to read through this whole thing. Let's see. It's a few pages. I might do a part two. Depending on, we an hour in, so I can read for an hour, see how far we get. All right. Thanks for joining your little brother again. Kick back, get you some water, get you some snacks, whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and read through this, and hopefully we can get some understanding, all right? Here we go. Your child's spirituality, helping your children find their way. There are 3 things that are too amazing for me, 4 that I do not understand. The way of the eagle in the sky, the way of the snake on a man with a young woman. Proverbs 30, 18 through 19. We just read that, right? It says, all children are born with a body, a soul, a mind, and a spirit. We know that. Sky or spirit. We already read that in the first cover. You have a corporeal body and a spiritual body. Hear me and I'll open up your understanding, right? So we already, this brother, I told you this bro Rick, this boy inspired right here now. All children are born with a body, a soul, a mind, and a spirit. They instinctively believe in things they cannot see, which is one of the challenges of being a person of faith. Faith requires us to believe in things we cannot see, touch, or prove. Whether you believe in God or not, it is hard to argue that humans are nothing more than physical beings. When people die, we can actually see their spirit leave their body. When we strive to meet the needs of our children, we should remember that they are spiritual beings as well. Author and researcher Dr. Ken Canfield says this: when children possess a spirit, have had one since, quote unquote, children possess a spirit. They have had one since birth. Your children cannot no more decide whether to have a spiritual life than they can decide whether to be a human being. The question is not whether your children will develop spiritually. The question is how well or how poorly this aspect of their lives will be developed. Fathers are one of the most important factors in how children develop their spirituality. You think you don't matter, Dad? Think again. Not only do fathers have the power to give life to their children through their seed, through their presence, actions, and words, they also have the power to save their children's lives. Take, for example, a woman who perhaps is poor, young, and single, who finds herself pregnant. She may terminate her pregnancy if the father is absent or doesn't want the child. But the same woman in the same situation will be likely to have the baby if the child's father says, I love you. I love the child, and I want to raise it together. The father, in situations like this, often actually has the power of life or death over his unborn child. That's facts. In addition, we know from a bevy of research that a father's presence in the home is life-giving to his children on so many levels. Kids without dads are significantly more susceptible to being physically or sexually abused, living in poverty, becoming sexually active earlier, using drugs and alcohol, and committing crimes than those with fathers in the home. Additionally, there are a direct link between a child's lower education outcomes and him or her being raised in a single-parent home. Children living with both biological parents remain in school longer and attain higher educational qualifications than children in one-parent homes. Nearly all educational outcomes, grade point averages, test scores, achievement tests, high school and college graduation are lower in students from single-parent homes than students from intact families. Your presence or absence in your child's lives is the biggest predictor of whether or not they will live in poverty, engage in drug and alcohol use, do well in school, or engage in criminal activities. But even more than that, fathers are the biggest key to whether or not their children develop faith. A large study conducted by the Swiss government revealed some startling facts regarding generational transmission of faith and religious values. Check this out. Number one, if both father and mother attended church regularly, 33% of their children will end up as regular churchgoers, and 41% will end up attending irregularly, I thought that was funny because I'm a PK, I'm a preacher's kid. And although I grew up going to church every single day, I'm probably falling in that 41% who go more irregularly. But it's not because I don't love the Lord or God or Creator. It's just because I've been churching my whole life. So I go every now and then, you know. But anyways, number two, if the father is irregular and the mother is regular, only 3% of the children will subsequently become regular churchgoers themselves, while a further 59% will become irregular, right? So if the father is gone, only 3% will subsequently become quote unquote church folk. If the father is not practicing and the mother is a regular churchgoer, then 2% of the children will become regular worshipers, and 37 will attend irregularly. And the last one is, if the father attends regularly and the mother irregularly or not at all, between 38 and 44% of the children will become regular attendees. So that last one is a heavy one. Because if your father is a regular churchgoer and your mama don't really care about church, it don't matter, because that just the fact that my daddy go means 38 to 44% of his children are going to attend, whether mama attends or not. But if it's the other way around, you see what I'm saying? Then you get only 3%. So even if mama say, I'm going to church every day, son, come on, right? Only 3% are going to actually follow mama to church regularly. But if daddy say we going to church every Sunday, 38 to 44% of them children is going to be going to church regularly. That's cold. This is not to suggest that mom is not important. Please don't think that. This is not to suggest that mom is not important in the spiritual development of children, but perhaps that children take cues about domestic life from their mothers and concepts of the outside world from their fathers. It appears that if dad takes God serious, then his children do as well. Now, whether you want the job or not, whether you feel qualified or not, Dad, you are the theological professor in your home. You set the spiritual tone and foundation in your home, and likely the belief system that your children adopt, at least until they are old enough to develop their own, which will have to happen eventually. And every day you're teaching your kids about God, faith, truth, and the Bible through your actions and words. Don't think that you were signing up. Didn't think you were signing up for that when you decided to become a father, did you? Actually, I did. I knew that. I knew this was going to be a part of my life as soon as I had Zion. What? Girl, the world is yours. As a student of the Creator who gave you all to you. And I know as a father, my responsibility, not just mine, but all the fathers on the planet have responsibility, whether they know it, acknowledge it or not. Their spirituality is a direct link to yours. All right, let me keep reading. Yeah, we knew what we signed up for. At least I did. Some fathers didn't. But unfortunately for them, for all of us, once you're in this position, you can't resign, because even your resignation will teach your kids something about faith, and being passive or apathetic about your spirituality walk, your spiritual walk, teaches them even more. The majority of dads feel that leading their family spiritually is one of the most challenging tasks that they face. Facts. Rick said, when I came to Christ at 40 years of age, I definitely felt that being the spiritual leader in our home was going to be a challenge. My kids were 8 and 10 years old at that time. So how can we best go about being a spiritual leader that our children need and that God has called you to be? Question. How best can we do this? We have to start by refining our own spirituality so that we can pass it along to others. This often begins by healing our own spiritual wounds. Boy, you got to know that, fathers. We know that no man is invincible. We might feel like we're invincible, but boy, we feel pain just like every other human being. So we got to heal our wounds first. Do your shadow work, your meditation, your prayer, your cleansing, your fasting. You know what I'm saying? Your shadow work. Let's see what he say. Healing your wounds first. As a grown man, or as grown men, we should never underestimate the power of our past to dictate the kinds of men we are today. Several years ago, I started taking acting classes to improve my speaking and stage presence. And little did I know that exercise in class would lead me to uncover something startling, emotional epiphanies, some startling emotional epiphanies, as illustrated by this following story. Follow me. There was once a young boy who was raised in an alcoholic home. Both his mother and stepfather were alcoholics. Despite being under the impression for most of his early childhood that lifestyle was quote unquote normal, he eventually found the stress and pressure of trying to be perfect, quote unquote, in order to appease his parents' unrealistic and unreasonable demands. He couldn't make them happy no matter how much he tried. And that was frightening. Frightening because it was a very violent environment, physically, emotionally, and ever-increasing psychologically dangerous. The boy could clearly remember a day when he was about 10 years old, and when he first knew that the boy could not survive in that environment. He was about 10 when he realized that the boy that I am can't survive in this environment. Until then, he had been quite confident that as a person, he was created wonderfully. A nice, compassionate, intelligent boy who innately believed that his life was destined for greatness in some form or another. It was good, and it was a securing feeling. But one day, the boy suddenly realized he was being forced to kill that boy. That nice, compassionate, intelligent, innately born for greatness, that boy. One day, he suddenly realized that he was being forced to kill that little boy inside of him. Instinctively, he knew that nice boy could not endure the abuse. And if he was to survive, that naive, thoughtful, and kind-hearted boy had to go, or he would be destroyed and cease to exist altogether. To protect himself, that good boy had to disappear. That's when he first made the decision to kill that boy. Now, this is very, 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 very on the one, if you will. Watch this. So here, what he's saying is, because he grew up in that environment of toxicity, and him knowing himself to be a nice, kind-hearted, compassionate young fella, he said, I can't stay here, or I'm going to be destroyed by this environment. Now, as the oldest child, he had the expectations of an adult placed upon him. And his resentment and rebellion to this unfair burden resulted in him filling the role of the bad guy of the family, causing him to believe untruths about himself even as an adult. He was told lies that fueled his anger. Like, it's your fault and you don't fit in. You think you better than us. Who do you think you are anyway? You'll never amount to anything. For years afterward, the young man silently cried tears of frustration, sadness, and most of all, anger for the loss of that innocent boy. From that day forward, he was just angry. His anger acted as a shield to protect him from the onslaught of the demons raging against him. The boy stuffed out his grief and mourning over the loss of that young boy and the man, quote unquote, he could have been. Deep inside, he shut it where no one could find it, including himself. and he grew into a man. As he grew into a man, that boy was forgotten and replaced by the survivor, quote unquote. And he eventually became the kind of man he did not like or even want to be. Life was difficult and frustrating. Anger and pain were constant companions. As you probably guessed, both of these boys were me, murderer and victim. And when I say me, I do mean me. Because when I read this, everything was in sync with just my life. He was a firstborn. My parents weren't alcoholics, nothing like that, but they had the issues, whatever. But I understand exactly this sensation of being an innocent boy and wanting to be, knowing that you're wonderful and knowing that you got all of this talent and knowing that you were created wonderful by the Creator in your youth. But because of the onslaught of the negativity around you, you start to hide that innocent part of you and protect it. But what it looks like is you mad at the world. You know, so I've been here before. So I wanted to share with all you good fathers who are also dealing with your own shadow work. So let's keep pushing. We got a lot of reading. It's not a lot, but we're gonna keep reading through this. Like I said, what time we got? An hour and 17 minutes. If y'all been rocking with your brother, man, keep spinning in vortexes. Trust me, I'm gonna keep rocking with y'all. Salute to my Oh, you said the audio be cutting out. Can y'all hear me? Make sure y'all can hear me, man. I just looked at the chat. She said the audio be cutting out. If you can hear me, drop a 1 in the chat. If y'all can hear me, drop a 1 in the chat. I do got a mic I could plug up. I got my focus right back, so I do got a mic. What's up, Bishop? My boy Bishop, you already know it's FGK early on a Sunday. Boy, what? We doing it. All right, so we in the book of 10 Things That Great Dads Do by Rick Johnson. It's definitely a suggested read for all the students of Millennium Zion. This is one of the ones that is going to help all of us stay on the one. Great Spirit, our Creator. So if you can download it or buy it, order it, he got a whole series on how to be a good dad. And today we talking about a child's spirituality is a father's responsibility first, period. So let's keep reading. But before we can, at this point of the book where we're at right now, he's talking about fathers doing the shadow work that's needed to be good fathers, right? Sometimes we got to heal ourselves a lot of times before we can be that perfect father or that example for our kids. They got to be able to see daddy healed himself too. So let's keep reading. The work required. Let's see. Y'all can hear me, right? If y'all can hear me, she said, yeah, I can hear, but sometimes it will cut out and word or two in your sentences. Okay. I'll try to slow down a little bit and not read so fast. All right. The work required in the acting classes to get in touch with my emotions, quote unquote, shocked me into remembering this little boy from my past. My heart cries today for that boy/man and what he could have been. But even more so, I cry because the man I became possibly in some way harmed the soul of the woman my wife could have been, and as well as the potential in the precious souls of our children. And may God forgive me. But here's the good news. God has forgiven me. Oh yeah, for all my sins. Not only that, but his forgiveness and unconditional love have allowed me to begin my own healing process. I have since discovered that the first little boy is not dead. He was merely locked behind a prison door. And once that dungeon was flung open, his light has been shining bright for the world to see. As I grow emotionally as a man, I'm learning to be driven more by my heart and not so much by just my intellect. I have realized that my intellect was a survival of the fittest, quote unquote, programming designed to protect me, and that I did the best I could as a husband and a father. Best of all, my wife and children graciously forgive me as they realize I was placed in their lives as a part of the experience God gives people on their own journey in life. And as I continue to grow and evolve emotionally as a man, I look forward to the day when I become the man God once envisioned me to be, even before I was born, instead of the man I was forced to become by wounded people who got comfort by wounding others. If you've endured trauma as a child, I encourage you to seek professional healing. It's difficult, but it's worth the effort. I spent too many years unaware of who I really was and becoming someone I didn't want to be. Interestingly, as a side note to this story, for the past several years as a middle-aged man, I have had a recurring nightmare that I never understood until now. It involves me as an adult being forced to fight for my life against a diabolical serial killer. Instinctively, I know that the serial killer is me, a doppelganger, if you will. What is so frightening about this dream is I'm outmatched. The serial killer is smarter and more ruthless than I am, and so has a big advantage. I generally awake sweating and fearful just before I'm killed, but knowing it is just a matter of time. Today, I now understand where that dream comes from, as the two quote unquote boys within me struggle with each other for control. The survivor is more cunning and resourceful, but the naive boy is good on his side. It is difficult to help anyone else with their problems until we first have solved our own issues. I know too many people who only accept advice from people either with the same predicament as theirs or in worse situations. And rather than accept advice from someone who is where they want to be in life. So let me pause for a second. Number one, we're talking about healing traumas within yourself as a father. Your children need to be able to see, dang, dad went through a lot of stuff, but he overcame it. He healed himself. He got through it. He didn't buckle under the pressure of fear or labels or stereotypes or even his own mistakes, right? He learned to course correct and get back in line. And into the fathers too, to understand that boy that's inside of you, you know what I mean? For myself, I had to realize, man, I can now, once I healed myself, I was able to let that little boy shine so that everybody can understand the light that I have inside of my heart. And this is what it developed into. Millennium Zion, the students of the Creator's Kingdom. Once you heal yourself as a father and as a man, you can get back on your plan, because every man got a plan. Now, trust me, every man got a vision for his family. Every man got a responsibility to teach his children right from wrong. Whether you acknowledge it, accept it or not, that is your plight. That is your fight. And it's a good fight. We're going to fight it to the day we cross over and even afterwards, right? But it starts with healing yourself, forgiving yourself as a man for your past mistakes. A lot of us got daughters now. And we was players back in the day. Nigga was, trying to talk at every girl. And now you got daughters, you're like, damn, man, man, you know what I'm saying? I got to be better. Just what it is. All right. So having kids will help you heal yourself and teach you that it's okay. And when you got your children who really love you, and even your baby mom or your wife, they understand, they'll forgive you too. Because they know this is the man that I come from. This is my journey in life, was to come from him and to comfort him. And I'm only here because of him. See that? So even your children will acknowledge your efforts in healing yourself and forgive you as you forgive yourself, fathers. And that teaches them responsibility. That teaches them spirituality and faith. All right. Hope y'all getting some understanding. We're going to keep pushing. If you want to own a successful business, you should ask someone who has started and operated one or more successful businesses, or someone who has never owned one. That's a question. Like I said, like he said in the book, a lot of people ask advice from people who are in their same situation or in a similar predicament, rather than the person who already has mastered that or in a better place than that, right? So if I want to start a business, should I ask somebody who already has successful businesses or somebody who never had one? Question. If you want a good marriage, should you talk to people who have been successfully married for several decades, or take advice from someone who has been divorced 3 or 4 times? Well, I guess if you want to know what not to do in marriage, ask the latter. It might be the more reliable source. But the same goes with raising children. With that strategy in mind, find dads who have raised or are raising good, spiritually strong kids to emulate and get advice from them, rather than from some poor schmuck who has abandoned his family or whose kids actually hate him. Our problems and wounds affect our spirituality and the relationship we have with God. Unfortunately, healing our wounds is hard work. Like most everything in life that is worth something, it's difficult. And not only that, but we have forces actively working against us, trying to prevent us from succeeding. As Christians or faithists, we understand this to be a spiritual warfare. But even non-believers know that there's a force that's opposing their success. As fathers, because of the invaluable role we play in the lives of our children, even stronger forces are aligned against us, anticipating and precipitating our failures. Regardless of our belief system, there are forces at work in the universe trying to keep us from succeeding in everything we do in life, especially being a father, having a family. That's the most attack-driven from the Satans of the world. They definitely don't want copper-colored, melanated, strong fathers to succeed in that role of being a responsible spiritual teacher. No, they don't want that. No, if they can get to daddy, then they got the whole family now. And they've been known that. That's why I never got down with the whole family court. Take me. Let me slow down. In The Art of War, author Stephen Pressfield calls this force the resistance. He describes the resistance and its effect this way. In other words, in any act that rejects immediate gratification in favor of long-term growth, health, or integrity, or expressed another way, any act that derives from our highest nature instead of our lower nature, any of these will elicit resistance. The more important the call or action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we'll feel toward pursuing it. The danger is greatest when the finish line is in sight, right before you're about to get there. At this point, resistance knows we're about to beat it, and it hits the panic button. It marshals one last assault and slams us with everything it's got. Now, this can be understood in a couple ways. Obviously, we got the principalities, right? But then there's also we got, like I said, we got guardian angels, and they are not here to do anything but to put us on course with the Creator. So sometimes we find ourselves resisting the highest light from the inspirations that come to our hearts as fathers. We want to be, I got liberty. I'm a grown man. I can do what I want to do. But as soon as you get too far in that bend, the inspiration from the high raised angels become pop, boy. Who you think you're talking to? My name is Eighth. Nigga, I already sunk a continent behind y'all Negroes thinking you can just do whatever you want, however you want, just because you a grown quote-unquote man. I will sink a continent. You know what I'm saying? And that level of resistance is not, it's not an evil. See? And here he's just talking like there's whenever we try to do good, there's evil is always present. But it's not always evil. So far bent out of our way because we've been hurt. You know, she broke your heart. She did this, or your kids don't want to talk to you because of this. So you just get in your pride. Well, forget it. Forget them kids. But there's going to come a resistance to you from that, from going too far into that F them kids energy. Because you got the responsibility, whether you want to F them kids or not, nigga, that's still your responsibility to raise them up. And they going to, guess what? They see that energy in you. So my point is the resistance is not always felt from quote unquote like a devil. Like we see the family court system, the welfare system in America, how they used it to pry away Black fathers from the homes and support the mamas. As long as that man don't come around your house, we'll give you whatever you want: food, furniture, cash, money. But that man can't come around here because we're trying, literally on the backside, we're trying to destroy the spirituality that is his responsibility to put into your kids. So there's that. And we're not blind to that. You know, I've seen it already. I've been through it. Let me keep going. So we got the resistance from evil. And then sometimes when we start to go too far selfish, we get resistance from going that far from our righteous guardian angels and the creator directly to your heart. He'll tell you, boy, you know, boy, balance. You know what I'm saying? You are the spiritual head of your households. Men, fathers. Have you ever had a difficult time getting started on, or even worse, finishing a project that was very important to your career? The deadline for this book is a looming over my neck as like a guillotine. Or have you ever procrastinated in doing something that was good for your health, like scheduling a doctor's appointment or seeing a counselor to help you with your anger issues? The inertia of mediocrity makes it hard to do great things. But the problem is, it is difficult to heal or to change your programmed habits and decisions. But if we don't make the effort, and we tend to pass those same wounds and unhealthy habits down to our children, and it forms one more link on the generational cycle chain. Those traits then tend to influence our children's spiritual walk as well. But we can fix ourselves or heal our wounds by ourselves. We cannot fix ourselves or heal ourselves by ourselves. We need help. And a lot of men don't want to admit it, prideful, but guess what? I'm one of them men. We need help to mend wounds that we are not even aware of, or change our decision-making processes to ones that we never had molded for us before. I recently came to the realization that I must have a sugar addiction. If you don't think there's an external force working against me as I try to stop drinking my favorite cola, you better think again. Better dads seek healing for their wounds, especially spiritual ones, so they can lead their family in healthy spirituality. Now, I'm going to show you this because I highlighted this verse. I highlighted this one. Better dads. What does it say? Better dads seek healing for their wounds, especially their spiritual wounds, so that they can lead their family in healthy spiritual ways. Find your child's way of gifting and nurture it. That's the next chapter. That's the next part of this. That's the next paragraph. So if y'all getting some understanding on the fact that fathers have to heal themselves spiritually and have help in healing themselves, have understanding family and friends that'll come together with you, pray with you, forgive you as you forgive yourself, and then be encouraged to take the necessary steps. That is healthy spirituality, which in turn inspires your children. If y'all got some understanding on that, go ahead and drop another 1,000 in the chat. Let me check the chat. Yeah. We still rocking. Peace to everybody in the building, man. Chieftain is Key, my sister, my beloved Imam Mahalia, Bishop XH8 FGK all day. Salute to everybody. Jaway, bless up, brother. Barrage Yog in the building. I see everybody, man, rocking with your brother, man. We trying to get some understanding on the responsibility of our child's spirituality as fathers. Coming from Zion and Aaliyah Daddy, principal of Millennium Zion, students of Jah Kingdoms. And the principal here really is the creator. All right. All right, so let's check this out. Now, after we've healed ourselves, we can focus back on the children again. And this part of this book says, find your child's quote unquote way or gifting and then nurture it. This part of the book is important to me because I've always knew this and I always wanted to do this when I had my own kids, even going back to when I was about 8 years old. I already knew, like, I'm going to have kids one day, I'm going to have a good wife, and I can't wait to see what their gifts are and nurture it. So that's the title of this section. Find your child's way or gifting. What are they good at? What are they naturally inclined to do? What's their talents that you can tell as a parent, like, dang, your grandmama used to sew and knit. Now you want to sew and knit too? That's probably a gift. Let me get you some needles and thread. Let me get you a sewing machine. Whatever it is. So it says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and in keeping with his individual gift or his bent. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. The verse from Proverbs that begins this chapter talk about the way of amazing things in life. The way, quote unquote, in Hebrew actually means gifting. Train up the child in the gifts that they have, and when they're older, they won't depart from them. It is the way God has made you, the gifts he has endowed you or other living creatures with. One of the jobs of a father is to study their children and determine their bent or the way that they were wired, so we can determine how best to encourage and nurture those gifts to amplify God's gift or the Creator's direct inspiration. Each of your children is created uniquely by God. They each have strengths and weaknesses. And if you have more than one child, you probably know that each one is completely different than his or her siblings. One child might be outgoing while the other is more introverted. One is athletic while the other is more interested in books and microscopes. One child can sing like a bird while the other sounds like a drowning cat. And one is neat and orderly, and the other is messy and disorganized. And one is loud and raucous, and the other quiet as a church mouse. The verse quoted above in Proverbs 22:6 is advice that Solomon gave to parents. It's not a guarantee of anything, nor is it a prediction. The key word in this verse is also the word way, or the way they are wired and the temperament God has given them. Each of your children also has different spiritual gifts that God wants to use in their life. Psalms 139 confirms their uniqueness by saying that each person is what? Fearfully and wonderfully made. That's verse 14. Psalms 139:14. Your goal as a father is to determine each child's bent and then help nurture them to be the best able to use the gifts that God has given them to fulfill their path in life. And because each child is unique, how we train each one must be unique as well. Because their bent and role in life are each different, they each require different training. A German Shepherd being trained as a police dog would be trained very differently than a lab being trained as a guide dog for the blind, or a Springer being trained as a bird dog. And it's the same with our children. While we must have a spiritual foundation that we rely on and base decisions against, we also have to train each child according to their unique bent. We need to find ways to relate to each child and the best teaching method for each. That's facts. One of the things that we tried to do with our kids was to nurture their strengths instead of focusing on their weaknesses. Yeah, many fathers, again, because we tend to be performance oriented, we tend to focus on the children's weaknesses, not their strengths. For instance, we've all heard of the child who gets all A's on their report card along with one C. And of course, dad focuses on the C instead of wondering the wonderful A's his son got. But as a basketball coach, I always used to tell my players, let's forget about your weaknesses and focus on your strengths. I love that. Your children's strengths are what will help them succeed in life, as suggested in a study of the relationship between personal strengths and confidence. This is what that says. It says, people lean on these beliefs and habits hold on, let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Did I turn anything? Yeah, your children's strengths are what will help them succeed in life, as suggested in a study of the relationship between personal strengths and confidence. And the study says that people lean on these beliefs and habits to justify converting weaknesses to strengths. And that's a critical mistake. Gallup's 40-year, 9 million person research on strengths shows that people are 6 times more likely to be engaged at work, productive, and happy when less time is devoted to fixing weaknesses and more time to building strengths. You have development needs, areas where you need to grow, areas where you need to get better. Right? Strength expert Marcus Buckingham, quote unquote, but for you, as for all of us, you will learn the most, grow the most, and develop the most in your areas of what? Strength. So while our daughter was very athletic while growing up, which made it easy for me to nurture her strengths, our son was not necessarily gifted in those areas. He had to find things that he was good at and nurture those in order to grow him in the way of his bent. We encouraged him to join the school band in middle school. He ended up playing the saxophone and several other instruments all through high school and into college. He played in the concert band, the orchestra, the pep band, and the jazz band, and even played in some school clubs. It helped him succeed at something which in turn gave him a healthy self-esteem, right? If I had tried to force him to play sports, it would have not been as nurturing an experience for him. And it worked the same way spiritually. Our daughter was not particularly interested in sermons and reading the Bible or small group studies like our son was. She, though very interested in learning about the way of God through serving others less fortunate than herself. She readily walked with us at prayer vigils, outside abortion clinics. She served in soup kitchens and worked with developmentally disabled children. We also always had her working with the children our ministry was involved with, whether it was through the child care for workshops and seminars, or kids at our single moms family camps, or speaking with me at father-daughter conferences. She also volunteered, then worked at a horse ranch providing therapy for disabled and special needs children and adults. Today, as an adult, she has her own business providing individuals and group exercise and socialization programs for developmentally delayed children and young adults. In addition, she works for a large federal grant fatherhood program managing the child care program, which is quite large. And despite being pretty rebellious as a teenager and showing no signs of wanting to walk with God, her faith today, much to my surprise, is very strong and growing because of her life experiences. And likewise, my son was involved in our ministry programs as well as a variety of service projects through the Boy Scouts and church, which have developed a very compassionate heart for others within him. His path led him through a different way of finding his own faith, which, similarly to my own, was more of an intellectual experience. See that? So each child has a specific gift, a specific bent, and when you focus on what's good for your child, it even affects them in the spiritual realm as well, right? His daughter, being an athlete, she grew naturally in that, and then became, even though she wasn't always into church and Bible studies and all that, she still became a person that uplifted the community in services, right? Son, likewise. So as a father, that energy is expected, and the responsibility is on us. Don't ever take that lightly, because it can change the trajectory of your child's entire experience eternally. All right, keeping going. We almost done now with this part. We got 2 more pages. Well, really 1, 2, 3 pages. Well, really 2 pages. Okay, so the greatest gift now. Again, if y'all getting some understanding, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm your little brother, Prince Judah Vaugh, a.k.a. Zion Aaliyah Daddy, the principal, students of Millennium Zion, students of Creator's Kingdoms, worlds without end. All right, let's get this. The greatest gift. One of the functions of faith and religion is to remind people that they are not God, or they're not the Creator. It is through the process of acknowledging and worshiping an omnipotent being that's greater than you that humility, faith, and strength of character are developed. And that's healthy for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is that it keeps us from believing that we are our own, quote unquote, gods or creator. Not only that, but recognizing and worshiping a holy God or creator keeps kids from becoming self-focused. Little children already seem to know about God. They are in awe of all that they see and recognize a certain spiritual element in the world that adults seem to miss. Especially these Kosmon babies, boy, they come out. Kosmon is a time period where the babies is going to come out already knowing from infancy how to hear the Creator's voice directly to their hearts and souls and minds. You see what I'm saying? That's the beautiful time we're living in today. So be encouraged as a father to know that it's so much light being pressed on the souls of our children from all sides. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep rocking. How much longer? We've been in here for an hour and 50 minutes, y'all. And we almost done. I got a couple more things and then I'm out. Okay, so again, we've been reading through 10 Things Great Dads Do by Rick Johnson. Y'all can be encouraged to download this, buy it, order it. This is one of the greatest books I've really ever read. I'm not gonna lie. He did a great job with this text. All right. So we talking about dad, father responsibility for your child's spirituality. Okay. Prayer, Prayer, prayer is one of the best things you can do as a father for your children. It is also one of the best virtues that you can teach your kids. A father's prayers for his children may carry weight with the Lord as it speaks to his heavenly Father, as it speaks to his heavenly Father heart. All right, let me read that again. A father's prayer for his children may carry weight with the Lord as it speaks to his heavenly Father's heart. James 5:16. When your children see you intimately praying, it instills in them the belief that dad does not think he is God or the creator. It's somebody above that he got to reach to. They are more likely to take your instruction and advice with more credibility because they recognize that you are accountable to someone important, the creator of the universe. Yeah. The creator said in the Bond's Book of Spade, which we already read, he said, this baby is a gift to you. And you are to fence this beautiful flower of sunshine in and protect it from snakes. That's your responsibility, right? That's from who? The creator. So when your kids see you pray, they understand dad is accountable to somebody higher than himself. Here's one dad who understands how to instill and develop spirituality in his children. And this is another excerpt. It says, I have also created a small tradition with my children. When I tuck them in bed in the evening, after we say our prayers together, I look at them and I put my hand on their heart and I tell them, God has very big plans for you. I know they don't understand quite yet what this means, but I'm trying to instill in them that their life is of great importance and that they should feel as if God has great expectations for their lives. My 3-year-old daughter now responds with, I'm little, Daddy. God has little plans for me. And I tell her, no, Lisa, God has big plans for you. The other night, she asked me, how am I going to carry those big plans? And I told her that I would carry them for her until she grew big enough to carry them herself. And she agreed. Teaching your children to pray is easy. First, dads just model it for them. Pray out loud at meals and pray over your kids at bedtime is a very, very powerful experience. Kids need to learn to pray because the belief in an omnipotent, benevolent God can assuage many life fears for a child, especially during scary times. I think sometimes we get too hung up on using fancy, stilted wording when praying. Sometimes prayers are mechanical, repetitive, and filled with obscure language. But I'll take them.
Did you?
No. Thank you. You look nice.
Huh?
I said you look nice. Oh yeah, I'm on.
I'll get you some water. I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to make sure you took it.
No, you're all right. I just on this Zoom call.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so where was we at? I think sometimes we get too hung up on using fancy, stilted wording when praying. Sometimes prayers are mechanical, repetitive, and filled with obscure language. But that's not how I pray inside my head when I'm talking to God. So teach your kids to talk to God just like they would carry on a conversation with anyone else. Thank you, Auntie.
Yeah.
Teach them to pray like they was having a conversation with God, just like they would have with anybody else. But there are some things that are probably helpful for kids to learn while praying. Teach your children to pray for protection. That's a good thing to pray for. When bad things happen in the world, kids are afraid that something will happen to them as well. Just asking God to keep them safe can do a lot to relieve their fears. Teaching them to pray for others are who are in need. This not only teaches them to petition God during times of trial, but also teaches them compassion and empathy for others. Most of all, teaches them to express gratitude when they pray. This makes them conscious of their blessings, and it keeps them from having an entitlement mentality, and it helps stop them from becoming little narcissists. And of course, the greatest thing we can do for our children is to pray for them. So that's a beautiful thing to know. When you have your children, allow them to see you pray and to pray simple prayers for protection and for other people so that they can attain to know gratitude within themselves and not have an entitlement attitude of a narcissist, right? Simple stuff. I mean, I promise you, man, it seems like spirituality is so a hard thing to teach, but it's really very simple. Really, really very, very simple. Just telling your kid to be good. When you wake up in the morning, they pray, or at night when you pray, and you tell them, hey, boy, be good. Girl, go out here, be good. That is one of the most powerful things you could tell a kid, to be good. That right there is so powerful. All right, so dad, this is the last paragraph in this chapter, and we out. Even though it may seem difficult, it really doesn't take much to being the spiritual leader in your home. Your wife and your children want to follow you, sometimes desperately so. The most common plea I hear from wives is, I wish my husband would lead our family spiritually. I wish he would lead us spiritually, right? All you need to do is start taking some baby steps, and they will fall in line right behind you. Your children are looking to you for leadership with this mysterious entity called God. They learn their faith from one of two sources, you and mom, or the outside world. So you and mom or the outside world is what your kids is going to learn spirituality from. The least you can do is make sure you actually know what your faith is, and then help them understand what that faith means and looks like. Better dads make the effort to lead their family spiritually, even if they don't feel qualified. That is the summation of that chapter 7, 10 things that great dads do. And we've been in here exactly 2 hours, y'all. I really want y'all to understand that I am so appreciative of y'all joining me on this little broadcast, and that I hope that you get something that you could take with you to help you as a father keep your children inspired responsibly and spiritually, because that is our responsibility, right? To do that. Now, I wanted to go into one more thing, but I think I might just do it next time, because that was a lot of reading. And I really hope that y'all got some understanding. If y'all got some understanding, drop a 1,000 in the chat one more time. Daryl Kosmon in the building, my big brother Daryl. What's up, man? Fire emojis all day for the truth and the light of the responsibilities that we have from a father, man. It's so important that we understand our children need to see us spiritually adept and in tune with the Creator. And just that vision alone sets them on a trajectory that allows the Creator to be able to reach them, even if we're not there. So I really appreciate y'all coming through. I was going to do, I don't know if I should read this. I was going to go into the Gospel of the Holy 12, Lection 72. But like I said, we already read so much. The only reason I wanted to do this was because we all have one parent. You know, salute to the all parent who is our Creator, the all in all sustainer of all of us, the all that was, is, and ever shall be. You know, whose magnitude is incomprehensible in its entirety. You see what I'm saying? We salute the all parent who is our Creator, the Father, Mother of us all. And with that being said, I might read a little bit of this real quick. Let me share this real quick, just a little bit of this, and then I'll be out the way. That's pretty much the whole lesson. But you know, Yeshua spoke on this too. Let me see if I can get down here. I might not be able to. But yeah, man, this is a beautiful life we live in, and I love to be able to help get an understanding of some of this higher light, especially to the fathers, man, because so many fathers today are trying their best and yet still feeling the opposition from our mission, which we know is, and we accept is, to teach these kids about Jehovah, the Creator, everywhere present, and to how to be good, simply put. You know what I'm saying? I know my baby girl's gonna know, Daddy don't play. Y'all be out here, y'all acting a fool if you want to. We're gonna get you back in line. We're gonna get you on the one. Let me see. I don't know if this is gonna let me do this. We're gonna see. I might do it next time, y'all. Like I said, we already 2 hours in this thing. I was gonna try to read down this Lection 72, but let's see if it'll let me get to it on the screen. I'm still scrolling through slide 64. All right. So let's see. Lection 55. Lection 72. All right, we getting there. Is that the right page? 62, 64, 65, 68. All right, cool. So now we get here. All right, let's look at this. Let me see if I can. All right. If y'all can see that, drop a 1 in the chat. If y'all can see, oh shoot, it's hard to see these wording. I don't know how to zoom in on these. Hold on, let me see if I can zoom in. I don't know how to zoom in. All right. Speaking of good fathers, we do have a creator who is the best father you could possibly imagine. Now, Yeshua actually taught a certain principle that I think everybody should understand about the creator being the all parent, which we already know is a simple truth for us. But just to put it on their screen and read from this Gospel of the Holy 12, I want to do this real quick. We're going to be right here at the bottom. If y'all can see at the bottom, I don't know if y'all can see all the words because it's hard for me to, I don't know how to zoom in. But I'm just going to read it. Y'all can listen like you did with the last book. You didn't have that on screen. So let's keep this pushing. I'm going to read through this and then we're going to be out your way. All right. So this is the Gospel of the Holy 12, Lection 72. the many mansions in the one house. Verse 1 states, and Jesus, sat with his disciples in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he said unto them, let not your hearts be troubled. Don't be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my parents' house are many mansions. And we know that as my Father's house, right? But in the Holy 12, it says, my parents' house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. But I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go to prepare a place for you. Oh, next slide. Hold on, let me get to the next slide. Uh-oh. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. And where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go, ye know. And whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know. And Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not whither you goest, and how can we know the way? And Jesus said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And no man coming to me, to the all parent. See that? We were talking about fathers being the spiritual leaders of the home, right? The creator is our leader as fathers. We don't just follow blindly. No, we have an all parent. Yeshua said, no man cometh unto the all parent, but by me. And if ye have known me, you should have known my parent also. And from henceforth ye know and have seen my parent. And Philip said unto him, Lord, show us the all parent, and it is sufficient for us. And Jesus said unto him, I have been so long a time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? Has that he that has seen me has seen the all parent? And how sayest thou then, show us the all parent? Believe thou not that I am the all parent, and the all parent in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but of the all parent who dwells in me and does the works. Believe me that I am in the all parent and the all parent in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. Verily, verily, or truly, truly, I say unto you, they who believe in me, the works that I do, they shall do also, and greater than these shall they do, because I go to my parent. And whoever ye shall ask in my name, and whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do. And the all parent may be glorified in the Son and daughter of man. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. If ye love me, keep my commandments. And I will pray the all parent, who shall give you another comforter to abide with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, whom ye cannot receive, because ye see it not, neither knoweth, but ye know, for the Spirit dwells in you and shall be in you. And they who have my commandments and keep them, these are they who love me. And they that love me shall be loved by my parent. And I will love them and will manifest myself to them. And Judah said unto him, Lord, how is it that thou wilt manifest thyself unto us, and not unto the world? And Jesus answered and said unto him, if any love me, they will keep my words, and the Holy One will love them, and we will come to them and make our abode with them. They that love me not and keep my they that love me not keep not my sayings, and the word which ye hear is not mine, but the all parent who sent me. These things I have spoken to you, being yet present with you. But the Comforter, who is my mama, Holy Wisdom, whom the Father will send in my name, shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I have said unto you. Yep. Peace. Shalom. I leave with you. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth. I give it to you. Give I unto you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Whoo, ye have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you. If you love me, you will rejoice, because I said I go to the all-parent, for the all-parent is greater than I. And now I told you before it comes to pass, that when it comes to pass, ye may believe. Hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh and hath nothing in me. But that the world may know that I love the all-parent, and the all-parent gave me commands. Even so do I. Even so I do, even unto the end. So all praises, salute to Yeshua, our big brother. Peace that he left us is knowing that we have an all-parent, and that all-parent, that mother, father, creator, whose magnitude is incomprehensible, revealed himself to us as father and mother, both, right? Not to say that he has testicles and breasticles. No. The creator, the all-parent, is all in all. The all that was, is, and ever shall be, whose magnitude in its entirety is inconceivable. You dig what I'm talking about? So I just wanted to encourage the fathers that this understanding of an all-parent and understanding of Yeshua's teachings is literally our responsibility to share with our children and our families, whether you know Bible or not, whether you know spiritual texts or not. That's not what we're dealing with. What we're saying is, do the best that you can. Pray with your kids. Tell them to be good. Simply put, you know what I'm saying? It's not as hard as it may seem. I salute to everybody who came through. Salute to the students of Millennium Zion, the students of Yah's kingdoms, worlds without end. You dig what I'm talking about? Countless worlds for us to go and visit as we continue our eternal journey with our Creator, the all-parent. So again, salute to the Creator gang. Let me check the chat. Everybody who came through, my sister, Chieftain is Key, my brother Daryl Kosmon TV. Y'all go over there, like, share, subscribe. That's one of the 4 horsemen, if y'all didn't know. My big brother Daryl Jackson, that's my family. Part of the 4 horsemen, getting all this light off with the Creator gang. Mahalia Naturals, that's my Ema. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody who came through. Bishop X, Kosmon Killy. You already know what it is, man. I love y'all indeed in the truth, man. Salute to y'all. Let me get back to this. It's a little beat. You know what I'm saying? I did wrote a couple songs about that. Let's see. I need to load some more music up in here, which is on the way, because it's just part of what we do. It's part of what we do. You dig what I'm talking about? But let's see. Here we go. To my baby girl Zion and Aaliyah, I love y'all so much. Y'all keep being good. Keep praying for your mom and praying for your daddy, praying for your cousins and all your family. I love y'all so much. Salute to the everybody who came through once again. I'm your little brother, Prince Judah Vaugh Kosmon, a.k.a. Zion and Aaliyah Daddy, a.k.a. Christopher Von Jackson, coming in real quick and out real quick. I hope y'all have a good day. What's up?
You know I miss you like I'm searching for my visa.
I gotta go back to the top. There we go.
To my baby girls, Zion and Aaliyah. You know I miss you like I'm searching for my visa. it's been a while since I seen you. Said it's been a while since I seen your smile, yeah. Said it's been a while since I held you, but you're still a flower inside my soul. You're still a flower that makes me whole. Said it's been a while since I seen you. Said it's been a while since I held you. Said it's been a while since I seen your smile, yeah. But you're still a flower inside my soul. You're still a flower that makes me whole. So I say, bloom, 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 bloom. I said, bloom, bloom, bloom. You're still a flower that makes me whole. You're still a flower inside my soul. Said it's been a while since I seen you. Said it's been a while since I seen your smile, yeah. Said it's been a while since I held you. You're still a flower inside my soul. You're still a flower that makes